So, welcome firstly to my living room, and secondly to Act 5 of Macbeth. Now, this scene is commonly called the sleepwalking scene. If you've read the scene already, then you know why. So, this is the scene where Lady Macbeth kind of deals with her version of grief and guilt. So, we've seen Macbeth, he hallucinates when he feels guilty. He was hallucinating the dagger, he was hallucinating the ghost in his chair. And again, we can sort of say, were those hallucinations, were they the act of the witches? And it is hard to prove, but we do know that they are some form of manifestation of guilt. Lady Macbeth manifests guilt through this sleepwalking scene. We always see her as this strong, sure of herself, telling Macbeth what to do character, and then we finally get to see her asleep. Now, there is also the juxtaposition to Macbeth can't sleep. He is in this state of Macbeth hath murdered sleep, Macbeth shall sleep no more. In contrast, Lady Macbeth can sleep, but her sleep is not restful at all. So in this scene, we have a doctor and a gentlewoman. A gentlewoman is basically just Lady Macbeth's kind of servant or lady in waiting, considering she is the queen now. And the lady in waiting calls the doctor over, and because she wants the doctor to see what Lady Macbeth has been doing. They establish a couple things. One, that Lady Macbeth is now afraid of the dark. She won't go anywhere without a candle. And the gentlewoman is not sure what's going on. And she wants the doctor to cure her. The doctor kind of says, okay, let me watch her for a little bit. And then Lady Macbeth comes out. Lady Macbeth comes out and she keeps saying things specifically out damn spot. And it's usually played that she's washing her hands over and over and over again, right? Now, from her words, we have out damn spot, out I say, 1, 2, why then, 'tis time to do it. So whatever it is that she sees on her hands is not going away no matter no matter what she does while washing them. Then she says, the Thane of Fife had a wife, where is she now? What will these hands never be clean? No more of that, my lord, no more of that. You'll mar it all with this starting. Now, the Thane of Fife had a wife is Macduff. So she's pointing out there is some guilt there for the death of Lady Macduff, which we happen to know she didn't even have a part in, which would bring us back to this idea that maybe she is kind of feeling something for having started everything. So she's washing her hands, and the vision that we get is that what she sees on them is blood. She sees this blood on her hands. Now, the interesting part about this is that Lady Macbeth has not physically killed anyone, which is a conversation that we had had in class. Lady Macbeth at no point picked up any sort of weaponry and killed anyone. Yet she visually sees blood on her hands, which kind of goes back to that line that she had said to Macbeth earlier. My hands are as red as yours, but I would shame to wear a heart so white. So she did establish that she does feel like her hands were red even back then. Again, the doctor and the gentlewoman are going back and forth. My hand motions are just out of screen, so it just looks like I'm doing weird things with my shoulder. And it's starting to distract me, which means I then have to bring it up to you. So the doctor is pointing out, he goes, that sleepwalking does not necessarily mean that she did anything wrong. He says, I have known those which have walked in their sleep who have died wholly in their beds. So he's saying sleepwalking does not necessarily mean you did anything wrong. So he is trying to not blame her for anything, especially out loud. Because let's take a look at what has happened to everyone who has out loud blamed Macbeth for anything, or even in secret blamed Macbeth for anything. So it makes sense that he would be saying something like that. And the way that we know that he thinks there is something beyond his control going on is at the end of the scene, he said, she needs the divine, more needs she the divine than the physician. So what she's basically saying is that Lady Macbeth needs a priest, not a doctor. Now, if he thought there was something physically wrong with her, if he was still going on this idea that, oh, those that are holy can still sleepwalk, sleepwalking is not necessarily an admission of anything, then why is he saying she needs a priest? So just kind of going to end with that. Then the gentlewoman says good night, and they leave it there. Now, this is the first time that we see Lady Macbeth start to break down. So this is really her turning point where she is becoming weaker, whereas a lot of you guys answered the last question that Macbeth himself was becoming stronger. Maybe not in a good way, but he was distinctly becoming stronger in the sense of definitive, right? He used to go back and forth on things, and now he's like, I know what I want, and I'm going to do what I want when I want it. So, hope everyone is doing well. Sorry that none of the cats decided to make an appearance today. I am 100% sure they will in the future. One is a little bit off to my left right now. Maybe, no, she doesn't want to come over. But you will see her soon. Thank you.